you might have seen Avril's little YouTube video that we put up about her journey in getting here today, essentially. So we're about 5 weeks in. We're going to just ask a few questions. If you've got any, pop them down below. Happy to answer them for opening a business, Avril's experience so far, things she's learnt, she hasn't learnt, and we'll just make some coffee and have a bit of fun as well. So Ryan's behind the camera there. He'll answer some questions that pop out. So let's go make your favourite coffee.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So had you made coffee before getting into this side of things?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I first started my chef's apprenticeship, it was in a cafe. So I was very privileged to have access to coffee and the kitchen. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
a bit of experience there. I worked in a cafe. I moved to Canada, worked in a cafe there. So just a little bit of experience, not as much as like the kitchen, but
awesome. Well, let's make your favourite coffee.
Alrighty.
All right, your go-to in the morning.
That's it.
What is the go-to? What is the daily go-to?
It's usually just a latte, a small latte, just made with a Restretto. So
yeah, brilliant. And how are you finding the equipment you've got here? You've got obviously the Malconing there, and then you've got your Lamarsocco. It's the S, classic S. Yep.
Yeah, it's been amazing. Like everything that we've got is just working really well for us. So yeah, we're really happy with our setup. It's like flowing really nicely. It's great.
Great.
And the coffee's great too. Alrighty. Right.
Yep, we'll swap you there.
Around.
Shove away. There you go. It's nice and thick, and all right. So if that's starting to drip after it sort of pours, that's the expansion of the coffee. That's the age actually once it's getting wet, expanding.
Yeah.
So you'd almost you can do two things. You can lower a dose, or you can actually just increase your grind just a little bit more so that it doesn't choke it up a little bit.
Perfect.
How you going? Great. Do you come here, get a coffee, then come into town? You travel around, yep. Yeah, cool. I've got regulars that come to us here, which is great. Oh, that's pretty. Well done. That's great.
A bit shaky.
That's very acceptable for coffee.
Chef,
yeah, that's awesome. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
What do you think's been the most popular coffee so far around
definitely
the general here? What's happening?
Definitely a large cappuccino.
Large cappuccino.
Absolute classic.
Yep.
So yeah.
The big 16 ounce.
16 ounce. Yeah.
Yeah. Any sugars in that one?
2 sugars. Yeah.
2 sugars. That's a trade. It's a tradie coffee.
Tradie coffee. Yeah, we got the morning trade, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we look on our square in the afternoon and it's like the biggest seller. It's definitely the cup. So
awesome. What have we got up here? We've got a coffee here to make.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to cut 2 sugars.
Yep.
Just a medium size with that one.
Okay, cool. And how do you find consistency out of your Malconing and the dosing pots, things like that?
Yeah, it's pretty consistent. Once I've dialed it in the mornings, it goes pretty well. Sometimes it goes up quite a bit, but we just adjust it throughout the day. Like the grind's probably just a little bit low at the moment, so I'm just having to top it up, but I can just change that pretty quickly. Which is,
on the timer there,
yeah, it's really convenient. And,
and you got your sugars in first, have you?
Yeah. Yep. So when we serve, we just put them straight on top.
Oh, you're using liquid sugar, are you?
Yeah, on the liquid sugar. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, cool. So yeah, liquid sugar. It's an easy way to help it dissolve really quick. If you get your sweetness in with your espresso first, essentially the whole top of your coffee, like this one here, will be sweet. It won't just be that heavy coffee flavour that people do like, or sometimes they don't like if you don't blend it in very well. Sorry, I keep moving the thermometer out of the way. So you're checking temperatures there. That's all right. That's all good.
That's okay.
I was like, oh, thermometer. I haven't seen one of these in a few years.
No, that's all right.
But it's great. It's great to check the temperatures and make sure that you're getting it nice.
Consistency.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere without my coffee.
Cool. It's really nice to see some sort of pattern on a takeaway, because when you do pour, like let's say this pattern here, the white part is the sweet. It's the foam. It's really tasty, and you want to have a little bit of that caffeine, the coffee flavour from the crema, and then layer it with some sweetness from the milk foam. So as much as people say patterns don't mean anything, well they do. If you just dump it all in together, you'll basically have either a whitewashed coffee flavour, and it actually tastes to me like a milkshake, a coffee milkshake across the top of the coffee, where if you can layer it nicely, you'll get that richness of the crema and the coffee flavour, and then a little bit of the sweetness of the milk as well. So, all right, a bit of go time now, so that's good. I can see we've got the extra small here. How many shots are you going to put in that one?
3. So this one's like the 16.
Yep.
So we put a double and then a split double as well.
Beautiful. Yeah, nice. Awesome. Hey, how you going?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Great, thanks.
Yeah.
No pressure. None, not at all.
None.
Hey?
Pressure for breakfast.
That's it. So when you get really, really restricted like that, you generally have to start backing off the length of your water,
Okay.
because you're just extracting a lot. Of flavour out really early,
Yeah.
and you'll tend to start to see this, where you're getting a little bit of paleness coming through.
Yeah.
And the little dots that are coming on top of there, you can see, you might be able to see those there. Yep. So you can see the paleness and little dots. So the dot is just basically, or bubbles I should say, is just the faster liquid, because it hasn't got the richness of all the coffee parts in it. So the minute you're going to put other shots or sugar or anything, no one's going to taste that. But that's really at the, let's call it over extraction point.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's an amazing ristretto. That other half of that is going to be thick and syrupy, and yeah, you might want to go a little bit faster, but I mean, I will really enjoy that shot. Trying to get that, if you want that all the time, it's very hard to maintain that thick, syrupy, really dark,
just a little bit.
Dark espresso at the start.
Okay.
Because throughout a day, the temperature's going to change and a lot's going to happen, and it's very hard to maintain that. Years ago, going way back, or maybe 20 years ago in my cafe, we would always try and get 2 drops and then let the espresso start to flow. But definitely, really intense, basically caramellization's happening in there. And you can see that when you take the drip handle out.
No worries.
Oh, might even be able to see it. Let's have a look. Yeah, so you might be able to see it. See the caramelization that's happening in that basket there? It's great, really good. Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Yes.
Questions that you have to repeat because I can't hear me.
Yes.
How many grams of coffee?
Oh.
Grams of coffee, in a cappuccino. How many mils? Looks delicious.
Oh, okay. So to explain that a bit further, in the handle, the group handle, we're going to have 22.5. You're doing 22.5 grams. Yep. Dose. So grind in there. If you're doing a ristretto, that's going to be 1-to-1, which would be something like.
Thank you.
Perfect coffee. How good's that? Feels good, doesn't it?
Fabulous. Yeah.
Feels great. So if you're going to do a ristretto, it would be into something like this, or you might even split that into 2 cups. That would be 22 grams, 22.5 grams. But when you're doing your full double shot or normal, as we talk about it, that'll be the 45 grams. So depending on the size of cups, as Avril was just doing before, there was a really big takeaway there. There was 3 shots in there, so there was a split shot and a full double put in top of that. So
Someone said that
for you.
distribution
Have a great day.
you too. They might have missed the Cinemark.
oh yeah, cool. Cool. You got a Pogo cup. How cool was that? There you go. Okay, so we might have missed this one. No tamp yet. So there you go. Just to show you there's an automatic tamper in between. We've got the chino art there, and that's set to 14 kilos. So everyone's just doing the dose, getting the. I'll keep you off if you like. Yep. Okay, here we go. All right, just trying to readjust there for a seckie. There you go. Hang on. That angle works. Just there. Beautiful. Oh, you can drink that one? And I might try that espresso. There you go. It's good, really well balanced. It's intense. So that real thickness there,
Yeah.
it's giving a real intensity to it, that's for sure. Would you like one? Come and get it. Come and see us here at the General right now. I don't know if they'll make it very quickly though.
A little bit far.
Yeah. It's tasty. It's very, very tasty. Right, so-
Taryn said you've got some room compared to his horse trailer.
Oh, your horse trailer? Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Yep. Hey, look, just a quick shout out. Thank you very much for everybody. Last week on the live, we mentioned about the questionnaire or the survey that we've released. We've had quite a few people fill it out. So thanks. It's great to see what everyone's expectations are for us supplying coffee to the US, Canada, UK, and New Zealand. So the link is either in last week's live, but also in Instagram post, I think, as well.
Thanks,
Any info
Larissa.
you can give us will help us to look at how we can support you.
Yeah, you too.
What that did generate is a lot more people ordering last week, which is good. And look, it's still in the process for us. So we're just trying to work out how we can handle those things. Certainly the websites are a little bit different for international as they are Australia. So we've had some clunkiness there. Apologise if we're working through it. That's what pre-launch is all about. But we're very, very close. So thank you very much for filling out those forms. Rightio. Any other questions there, mate, or where you got anything happening? I can't really read that without my glasses.
There was a question about how much milk, I think, too, in a cappuccino. But
Oh, how much milk in a cappuccino?
probably,
Yeah, so you basically want to be a third coffee, third milk, third foam in cappuccinos. Here in Australia, we put chocolate on our cappuccinos. I know that is debatable whether you do that around the world or not.
Yeah.
Let's talk sweets.
Yeah.
All right. Look at the sweets. All right, let's do it. What's your favourite sweet?
Ooh, hot take.
Yep, hot take. Okay.
I'm not a big sweet person. I don't eat a whole lot of sweets, but at the moment it's definitely a hot cross bun, just because like toasted with a bit of salty butter.
Yep,
Yeah.
that
that's-
looks really good.
Thank you. Yeah.
Little biscuits.
Biscuits, cakes.
Do you know last time I was here?
Yeah.
Because my wife loves sweets. And she
Yeah.
has a biscuit business. And she does brownies as well.
Yeah.
So last week, no, more than last week, a couple of weeks ago when I was there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried your raspberry brownie and peanut butter.
Oh yeah.
And I said, honey, this is really great.
Yeah.
And what happened? All our staff got raspberry peanut butter
Oh
and chocolate brownies
Yeah.
at work. So
That's amazing.
yes, inspiring others to get
Yeah.
in there and bake more. So that's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
So you're baking all this on site, all your own recipes.
Yeah.
Yep. Is there any recipe that is generational? Have you had one like your grandma's or your mum's or anything like that at all?
My grandma, she won't be offended, but she is probably the worst cook I know.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
none of it's come from her, but we have this chocolate cake, and it's been our birthday cake since we were about 5. So
Wow.
yeah,
That's
that one's
cool.
a little bit special.
Anything like, is that like a more brownie sort of cake?
Yeah,
or is
it's
it-
quite a dense cake. It's
Yeah.
got it's espresso and chocolate. So we're using Artisti coffee in there.
Beautiful.
So
Nice.
yeah, no, it's a lovely, lovely dense cake. It's almost like a brownie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's funny. You just reminded me of a cake moment. We'll
Yeah.
get some more coffee stuff going on. My dad, he is English and he just hates beetroot.
Yeah.
Absolutely hated it. And no matter what, he wouldn't eat it. And then for years he would say how great my wife's chocolate cakes were, and they were chocolate and beetroot.
Beetroot. Yeah.
And we finally let him know, and he
Get it
goes,
in there.
"Well, I'll eat it."
Yeah. Beetroot's fine.
Yeah, just a little bit of that acidity or whatever it is that it cuts through the chocolate there and
Yeah,
really
yum.
helps it to taste better, I guess. So yeah, it's funny mixing all those flavours together. Yeah.
Can you explain a flat white in detail?
Do you want to do your version? Okay. How do you make a flat white in detail? Well, I guess the history of the flat white was really about a smaller cup. It's probably really, I guess, more like a magic now. But essentially, it used to be a stronger coffee in a smaller cup, something like this. So let's call it a double shot, and very, very limited amount of foam on it. What's happened now is basically the low foam has basically been the thing that everyone's hung on to. So as you start to change it into, let's say, a mug, like that, quite a big size, obviously, it's just become a more milky coffee with less foam. And same when you go into the takeaways. So when you've got your 8, 12 and 16 ounces, it's very hard for every cafe to have a full set of, maybe I should just juggle them. You've got your 3 sizes, you got 8 ounce, 12 ounce, and 16 ounce. So if you're trying to match the flavours and keep them the same, that's the key. Working out if 3 shots works in there, or if you need 4, does 2 work in that, and maybe does a double ristretto work in that one, or can you get away with splitting it? But what you want is the same flavour across all of those sizes, so that people don't feel like they're getting a milky coffee in a really big one, and then really strong in a small. So you need to make that assessment. But then when you try and correlate that to your cups, it's very hard to get crockery that matches the exact same size. So this here is about 180 mil, I think, from memory. 230 mil, if I remember correctly, in those ones. You can get a whole range of different latte glasses that essentially are different sizes. That one is, usually it says how many CLs on it, and it doesn't on this one. No, it doesn't. Oh, it says 32. I don't know what that would be. No, it can't be 32. That's probably about 240 mils, but you can get them in 250, 270s, 290s, and a lot larger as well. So do you really say, well, if I'm going to have a latte cappuccino flat white in that, which is a fixed size, are you going to start to underfill that to match a better latte, or match that size or not? Or are you just going to fill it up with the right amount of foam? And that's pretty much what people do. You can get a very specific sizing of these cups that can match dining crockery, but then you have to have different lid sizes. So you're causing yourself another problem around those side of things. James. There you go. I know James.
That's so good.
James used to be a chef for us many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And now
That's
he's out at
amazing.
one of the schools running the canteens out there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. He's on school holidays, obviously. So
Yeah.
that's what I love. Customers that just, hang around and they go different places. It's really good. It's really good.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. You had no question? My wife's business name. My wife has Bicky Lane, and it's a very consolidated business, let's say. We only sell the biscuits through our espresso bar, and we only do the brownies through there as well. I think one day we'll get her a commercial kitchen, and then we'll look to do that. But yeah, years ago when we were in town, and we had the espresso bar there, the deal was that I wasn't supposed to do any food. It was just coffee. And it got quite busy. We ended up being about 80 kilos of coffee a week, 2 coffee machines. And that growth was putting more and more food into the business, and obviously sweets as well. So James's part was probably one of our first chefs, actually, who was just here before, that allowed us to offer a full menu. And then all I remember in terms of sweets is we'd be working in the shop for the day, and we had our roastery in the back, and then I'd go home and the kitchen was just full of caramel slices, vanilla, lemon citrus sort of slices, or lemon tarts, things like that, just everywhere. And Liz would be cutting them all up, and we'd be stacking all these containers high, and the next day I'd be walking in with masses of containers. So we were doing hundreds of portions of sweets a week, and I don't know if she's prepared to go that far back again, but she loves it. So yeah, maybe some limited release, we'll see. No pressure on that one just yet. But she's also, my wife is Liz, and she's also been in the business for the last year, doing 3 days a week.
Behind you.
Yep, yeah, go through, yeah.
Thank you.
yeah, helping pack orders for everyone. So that's been really great. So
There we
we'll
go.
wait and see
You have a great
if
day.
that gets revived. But anyway,
Thanks, Scott.
socials, Vicky Lane
Drop your pen.
is what you look up.
There we go. Oh, good.
There you go. So a few things, yeah. Let's just see. Oh, another question, yeah, for sure.
What would be your ranking between a Cimbali, Lamarsocco, and a
Lamarsocco, Sanremo, Cimbali. Funnily enough, I think they're all owned by the same people. Oh, Cimbali's separate. Yeah, DeLonghi Group. Oh, do they own Cimbali? I don't know. But anyway, one big family owns a lot of cool machinery and equipment. You know, but I'm biased a little bit. We do love the Lamarsocco machines. So, hey, just on Lamarsocco, just talking about it. In terms of home, there's a new program coming out. So yeah, we'll be one of the dealers for Lamarsocco Home, which is great. So if you're in the area, you'll be able to come and see us, and we'll do a training session and make it a really cool moment. I am right now trying to remember what they call it, but I'll launch that really, really soon. But you're going to hear it here live, which is great. So look, one of the key things about Lamarsocco is they want customers to get a great experience. They want someone that's going to support the brand, you know, support the home barista as well, as we do with the commercial gear. So yeah, really excited to be on board with that one. So yeah, that'll come out
That's
in
cool.
the next. I got the email yesterday,
Yeah.
so I got to remember it and
Yeah.
launch it, which is pretty cool.
Another question there, Luke.
Yeah,
Can you make and show me proper Redeye coffee, please?
Redeye coffee. Okay, I don't know what you're referring to in Redeye coffee.
So Redeye coffee is, I believe,
Yes.
a shot of espresso
Yep.
poured into a drip coffee or added
Yeah.
to a drip coffee. So it's
Ah.
extra caffeine.
They have it in like Canada. It's like a big thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Yeah, haven't made one before.
Love to do that another time.
Yeah, we haven't got any drip coffee here, have you?
No, I don't.
No,
No.
I'll look into it and we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's just sort of.
Excess.
Yeah, no, not at all. No. What we used to do is we used to. So this is one thing, just to help yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like when you're splitting shots and you end up with the other side, you can actually freeze that down. Okay, and so if you had those frozen, it does get a little bit sticky and a little bit messy, so you've got to get the right ice cube tray for it.
Yeah.
But if you've got your cold brew, and then you wanted to, instead of using ice, you could use that, and that would be kind of like the Redeye scenario, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
But then you might have, let's say, we used to do like an Ethiopian single origin as a drip a cold brew or something like that, and then you've got your champion blend espresso. So you've technically got two types of coffee in the one cold coffee. So that's pretty cool. You know, not many people can, you know, drink the drink and then the actual ice cube itself is a whole different flavour. And as it melts, essentially, you get more of the flavour and more intensity coming through. So that's pretty cool.
Is your UK site going to offer stock that's based in the UK for quicker shipping and lower delivery costs?
No, we are shipping direct to customer everywhere at the moment. Okay, yeah. So the question was, is our UK store all the same as US and New Zealand and Canada going to have stock over there? No, not at the moment. We will be shipping straight from Australia direct to end consumer. We want to just look at those models, see what it's like, and then we'll look to probably find partners around the world that can then repeat what we do. But at the moment, we want the control, we want to make sure the quality's right. So yes. The shipping time's pretty good, yeah. We're definitely finding Australia Post to be a little bit slower than FedEx. So FedEx seems to be able to get most places between 7 and 9 days at the moment, which is really good. And we're roasting multiple times a week. So basically the coffee we're sending is either roasted that day and shipped, or only a day old. So yeah, but the UK, we're really working on Canada and the US right now, but we have made the UK site. But definitely the focus is over there first. All right, so what do we got? We got
A
16
large
now.
cap, 2 sugars.
Cap 2 sugars, yep.
Question, where can we get the paper cups same as yours? Eco Barista.
Yeah, Eco Barista. Yeah, Eco Barista are our supplier, so they do a whole range of, they do our bags, they do our cups and our lids, so all home compostable, which is really cool. So yeah, really excited to be on board with that. I know everyone was really pushing eco-friendly and things like that probably 4 or 5 years ago, but now it's become a cost thing, but I think hopefully we can get back to looking after the environment as well.
Luke,
Yes.
wet cappuccino cappuccino versus dry cappuccino. What's your take?
Oh yeah, the dry. I haven't made one of those for years. The dry cap.
Dry caps.
You can get too dry with a dry cap. I'll be honest. And I think it can just be like a massive big babychino
Thanks, Renee.
with espresso in it. So I'm a
Great
wet
tip.
cap man, definitely.
You
I think
too.
just a good amount of texture, good variable there. Too dry, you're really just getting all the sweetness in the foam and not enough into the actual espresso. So I'm a wet cap man.
Wet cap.
Wet cap or dry cap for you?
Wet cap for sure.
Yeah, wet caps. Yeah, the texture of the milk and that plays a huge part in a cappuccino. Otherwise, yeah, it's a big babychino. I think I do a really good wet, let's call it a wet cap macchiato. That's how I try and do it. I generally fill the espresso up with a lot more wet foam under there, and then try and hide it, and then people drink it and they're like, whoa, this is amazing. Because it's not just like a little stain of
Yeah.
espresso, a stain of milk foam in that espresso. There's never enough just to cut it out and change that sweetness in it. What are you looking for? Oh, scissors. There you go.
It's a little bit quick.
Ooh, there you go. Different techniques. All the techniques about these alternative milks are interesting.
Sorry.
I like your technique, but I'm gonna show everybody
Okay.
something about that. How's that? Okay.
Sure.
To cut this is a bomb soy. It's very very Australian. I don't know whether it's Japanese soy, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming it's around the world. But you've got to cut these right. If people cut them wrong, people have been known to cut straight along the edge there, like right along that edge, and then it just spills over straight away. I like the way that you've done there because you need to shake these. If you trim it, then you get a bit more air in the actual container. Same with any alternative milk, opening it up, getting the air space into it. They all need to be shaken if you read the instructions, just to get them to blend back through really well.
Yeah, sure. I can do that for you.
My little trick, see how that's flat and level, is to pop this one out. Okay, pop it out like that. Then give it a squeeze.
Yeah, what flavour would you like?
Yep, and it pours beautiful, straight out.
Enjoy. See you later.
A recap, yeah. So, hey, if you just joined us, we're at the General in Coramba. We're here with Avril and the team, just making coffee, having a bit of fun. Avril's about 5 weeks into opening business, and if you have a look at our YouTube channel, you'll see the video around the opening and all the things that Jimmy and the team were helping Avril transform this store. So, yeah.
I missed the tip.
You cut it right,
Yeah.
and then I kind of pop that up
Yeah.
so it becomes a little bit large, so that when you go to squeeze it, it's a good hand, and then it
perfect.
just pours out nicely.
Yeah.
But yeah, being able to obviously pinch it and give it a good shake.
Yeah.
There you go. One thing generationally that has gone by is the good old milk carton. How to open a milk carton and using those little techniques. Yeah,
There we go.
there you go.
Try the E65 milk
What's that? That's the 65. Oh,
No, that's the
that's not gone by weight, is it? No, it's not GBW. Isn't that it? Isn't that the 65? Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, that's the 65. Yeah, that is the 65. Yeah, we don't do a lot of the Melconings, to be honest. But the grind bar weights have been pretty popular. A lot of people like them. A lot of people are saying that they can be false on the actual grind weight that comes out. And the thing with any high-end grinder is they need a lot of maintenance, a lot of care, a lot of cleaning to make sure that they're accurate as well. So, yeah, we just did a video late yesterday on the new Swan grinder as well, and playing with its accuracy. And yeah, again, they're not using weight, a bit different. So, yeah, check out that video when it comes out. It's interesting. Very different grinder to anything else that's on the market at the moment. So, yeah, I'll let you check out the video. It's very interesting. Well, anyway. James, how you going? Great, yourself?
Let's do it. Okay.
Brilliant. All right, funniest moment you've had so far? Week 5. Where have you just gone, oh, you spill something, drop something? Did you put I don't know, the wrong flour in something and it just didn't work out?
I think I put like salt instead of sugar in one of the cakes, so
Yep.
that was a pretty bad fail.
Yep,
Yeah, didn't taste good at all.
sure. Just one of those moments, maybe a bit tired.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, 100%. It was just
they happen.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what's your first piece of advice? Someone who is here right now looking to open a cafe,
Yeah.
let's say they've got a little bit of experience and so on, but what would you give them as a pep talk? What would you say?
I would say, like, make friends with people in business. Like, you know, it's just so helpful to have them there.
Yep.
And yeah, you don't want to go into something feeling alone and, you know, not
Yep.
knowing where to like turn to ask those questions. So I think if you've got that great like support network, then it makes life a lot easier. So
Yeah. Awesome.
yeah,
And what about local community? You're in a one horse town.
yeah.
There's a couple of shops here. Have you connected well with the community? What's the feedback been? What's it been like?
Yeah, so I did come into this knowing that, you know, I'm not a local, like,
Yep.
from my whole life.
Yep.
So that was probably going to, you know, I guess pique people's interest. But yeah, for the most part, they've been really lovely.
Yep.
And just getting to know everyone and who they are, what they do. So it's
Cool.
just really nice just to see them coming back each morning
Yep.
and just becoming regulars, which is lovely.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
We had Terence asking, he's at owns a cafe over there in Scotland, I think.
Yep.
Are you getting much sleep? And how many hours a day are you working?
Yes.
All right, so Terence has asked a question because they won't hear it. Yeah, how much sleep is everyone getting right now?
Yeah.
And how many days or how many hours are you working at the moment? You know.
So at the moment, like during the week, I probably work 12 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's Tuesday to Friday. And then on the weekends, it's probably 10
Yep.
hours. So yeah, pretty big days.
All right, so
6
what's that?
days.
40, 50, 65, 70 hours a week?
Yeah, roundabout. So
Yep.
it is quite a lot. And then in terms of sleep, I try and get 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much what I'm getting at the moment,
Okay.
give or take.
We used to run a 7-day-a-week business, and yeah, they were 12-hour days every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, sleep was obviously a big thing. But what? How do you find? Okay, you're open those hours, or
Yeah.
you're pre-baking. You're here pretty early and baking away, and then once you get home, have you got to pull the laptop out, do invoices, do pays, do all of those things on
Yeah.
top of that, or is that sort of numbers
That's-
you're telling me
Factored in.
as factored in?
That is factored in.
Okay,
'Cause
that's cool.
The worst thing for me to do would be go home and then get the laptop out. Like once
Yeah.
I'm out of here, that's when I switch off. So
Mm-hmm.
I just try and do all of my reconciling when I get a spare minute when it's quite like this.
Yep.
I'll go and reconcile like everything on zero and then close my laptop, do a bit here, and then just make sure there's nothing to do in the afternoon when I get home,
Right.
just so I'm switched off. But yeah.
Oh, awesome.
I think that's really important as well, just to have that disconnect between work and home.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Number one selling product. What do you got? What is the thing that people keep coming back for that may have surprised you, or what do you think you sell us most of?
The carrot cake just flies off.
Yep.
I've had a few. Oh, it's the best carrot cake ever. But yeah, it just keeps selling. It's just a classic. So I think
Yep.
you know people enjoy that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and the cappuccino.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Big caps.
Yeah.
Awesome. Would you open a second one?
Right now, absolutely not. I'm
Yep.
like swamped, but I'm always sort of in the mindset that there's more to do. Like
Yep.
there's always something else that I could be doing.
Yep.
And you know, if 5 years down the track, I'm comfortable with that, then yeah, 100%.
Yep.
I would.
Cool. I asked that because a lot of people go into starting a cafe and they're
Yep.
like, I want to open 4 and
Yeah.
5 and that's my dream. And then they get
Yeah.
into the first one and like, Whoa. Hold
That's
up.
a lot, yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. Good to know. Pies, sausage rolls. You guys make all those?
We don't make the pies.
Okay. Where do they come from?
They're from a brand, Posh Foods.
Mm-hmm.
So we get them in from our local supplier, Coast and Plateau.
Yeah, brilliant.
So yeah, that was a point that some of the locals were a bit iffy about, like having pies that aren't made locally. But for me, it was just, I'm in here at 3 in the morning anyway. To add pies on top of that, I'd be here at 1 o'clock. So
Yep.
it was just something that I had to, give up just to make things flow properly.
Yeah, no, for sure,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, that's the challenges, right, of business. You
Yeah.
can't be everything to everybody.
That's it.
You got to have your core ranges and some certain ways to provide a good quality product with less effort, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. This is the other thing we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
This the wood-fired oven. It's
Yeah.
been a staple for this place for many years,
Yeah,
obviously. I think many years ago I came here because we've supported this site for quite a few years and quite a few owners.
Yeah.
And it was working there. I think we came out and had pizzas many years ago now, probably 8 or more years ago.
Yeah.
I'd say that the pizza oven was working. The dream, get it going one day, bake bread, things like that possibly,
Yeah,
or what do you think?
definitely. Yeah, it's like, it's a staple of the general store now. So yeah, we'd love to get it going. Obviously, we've started, in summer, so it's quite hot. So it's not ideal to have that going during summer without the aircon installed.
Yep.
But yeah, once it starts to get a little bit cooler, we're going to have a look at it, get some cracks fixed up, and then see how it runs.
Yeah, it goes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So you've actually got,
Yeah.
that's the shovel holder. But can you, you
So
don't,
you can use it as like a pizza oven, which you just like burn the wood just to the side and make your pizzas on the other side.
Yep.
But then with this, you can push all the coals to the back. It'll drop underneath and act more of a oven.
All right.
So
Oh, they'll just fall through the back, will they?
yeah.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Very,
Yeah.
very cool. Wow.
yeah.
Look forward to
Yeah.
coming out and having a pizza or some fresh baked goodies when they're coming out of there, for sure. Awesome. Well, got another customer. That's way.
Alrighty.
Make another coffee.
That's right. Hello. To have your takeaway. Takeaway.
All right, another
Thank
flight
you.
coming.
So
Questions?
there's a question there.
Yeah.
We had a weird experience with an espresso machine. Somehow, no matter
Just
the
a
shot
small flat
time,
line.
espresso tasted amazing. It got up to like 55 seconds and still tasted good.
Yeah, okay.
Ideas?
Yeah, so if it's a high-end specialty coffee, it's possibly some sort of flavoured coffee, because if you are changing that variable so much and the taste still stays the same, it's probably got some sort of flavouring or coating over the bean. Now, if you go back and get that bean itself and then just eat it, and you can taste that same flavour as you get in the liquid option, that will clarify that 100%. And this is what's happening. People are flavouring beans rather than actually paying more for a bean that has great crop, great earth, great process and things like that to get natural flavours coming out. People are putting flavours on top of beans just to, it's cheap basically, and you can get that flavour. So you can get a caramel flavoured bean without having to actually extract too much out of it. So I think that might be the case. So, yeah. There's a little there's a compliment here for you. I'm going to try and read it out. Her personality, she looks totally relaxed to me, and she's got a lot on her mind too, and she's doing more than one thing at a time. There you go.
Thank you.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Some compliments there. What else you got? How many cups are you averaging per day? Do you want to give an idea of what sort of volume you're doing per week?
Yeah, so cups per day, we're at about 70 cups
Okay.
coffee a day. I think that's sort of like equating to about, I think we're ordering about 12 kilos a
Yep.
week off you guys. So it has increased slightly from the old owners, and
Yep.
like I think each week it's just getting to be more. So yeah, we'll just keep on that track.
Keep going.
Keep growing. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, brilliant. So yeah, 12 kilos is a good number. What happened in Australia here, basically, so many coffee shops have opened. You know,
Yep.
there's just there's coffee machines everywhere. And, you know, it used to be a hero if you had, you know, 50, 60 kilos per week. Those cafes are now doing like 40s
Yeah.
because there's so many 10s, 15s, 20s out there. Going into this weekend, we've got the Easter long weekend.
Yeah.
There's a thing where people just close in towns.
Yeah.
And so I think if you're out and about, maybe be pre-aware of who is open,
Yeah.
where you can get a good coffee. You're open this long weekend.
Here we are. Yeah.
Just you close Mondays, so you're not here for Monday.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think myself personally, I urge people to stay open if they can. I know it's higher wages and all of those things, but it helps build a community, helps build a town,
Yeah.
and give people a reason to come back outside of those weekends.
Yeah.
A lot of people look at the cost and say, hey, we're not going to open because it's going to cost me an absolute fortune. But I've always believed the last customer of the day, when you're putting the chairs in and they say, can I get a coffee? And you can make it, they'll be the first one that comes in the next day.
Yeah.
And especially on those other days, people definitely, I know we grew a lot because we were in a really competitive street many years ago when we had our cafe. And we were the newcomers.
Yeah.
And we decided to open all of those public holidays, and we were super busy.
Yeah.
And the other places were closed. And then over time, you know, people would always come in and say, look, I'm a regular down the road, but I really want to come in. And they thank you for opening.
Yeah.
So
And people don't stop drinking coffee on public holidays. Like it almost, they've got the day off, so they want to go out and grab a coffee. So yeah, there just wasn't any time where I was like wanting to close over Easter. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. Anyone got any other questions? Hey, just here with Avril. She's opened the shop here about 5 weeks ago. Again, the YouTube video was up live, so you can go back and check that one out and see a bit of a progress about transforming this place, getting new equipment and getting ready to open. But anyone got any questions there? There looks like another one there.
Got a question there about asking us whether we do light, medium, or dark roasted coffee for brew and espresso.
Oh yeah, sure. So we have a range of beans that we offer to our customers. We basically have a organic blend, which is called decaf, which is, call it a light roast. Oh, wobbling the camera. And then we've got the medium, which is our champion blend, which is, I believe, what you're using here. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is this one here. Right there. And then we have what we call our dark roast, which isn't as dark like an Italian roast. It's not oily, it's not wet. It is, it's nowhere near second crack. So that's what Italian roasted coffee or French coffee and things like that can be. So we have the fix for that product as well, which is, it's a percentage of development past our first crack point. So our delicate is 20% of roast time past first crack. Our champion is 22.5, is what we aim for. And then our fix is 24 to 25%, depending on which bean, because each bean that makes up a blend likes heat or doesn't like heat in different ways. So that's how we get our roast profiles there. One thing I've just thought about, randomly, is do we have our sample pack for shipping international? I don't think we do. I think we just have normal beans. We'll have to put the gift pack on there so people can change. Yeah, we'll check that one out. The reason we're trying to keep shipping down is the cost is phenomenal to ship overseas. There's no doubt about it. We are subsidising a huge amount per order at the moment for international shipping. So, yeah, we subsidise in Australia, which is great, but the international shipping prices are something like $30 the minute we go over a kilo.
Yeah.
And when you're paying $57 a kilo for here in Australia, yeah, it's a big subsidy, but we know that's what we're looking to do. So, yeah, we'll see. Volume fixes everything. If we can get more volume, essentially we'll get hopefully some cheaper rates. But we are at a point where we're shipping quite a few orders internationally at the minute. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Any other questions there? Seems to be. Why are so many coffee shops for sale? Oh, that's a good one. Look, right now in Australia, definitely there's a lot of coffee shops for sale. I'm assuming that's happening all around the world at the moment. Unfortunately, with just the economy and things like that, I think there's been a massive growth over the years. Probably way too many shops have opened. Definitely, everyone thought it was a great thing to have a coffee shop. Essentially, we've seen it in other industries as well. You know, breweries have been a popular thing that people got on board with. And there's just been an oversaturation. It was a pretty easy thing to get into, and a lot of people have opened. So there's a consolidation that's happening across the industry. People that haven't been doing as great a coffee will start to feel people not walking in when there's a tighter economy. And then the people that essentially have always done well, generally owner-operators, you know, really do well in these times, because the love for your cakes, the food, the personal service and everything is going to be given over the counter. So generally those businesses stand true and do really well in these times, because, you know, they'll come in and they'll be supporting you.
Yeah,
you know,
that's it.
and you've got a lovely personality, and that's what works really well. But essentially, look, there's a lot of cafes are for sale. Maybe they're feeling the pain and going down. They might have also gone through the challenging last couple of years, you know, with that we all experienced, where cafes may not have been accessible because of you know, closures, lockdowns, all that kind of stuff. So they might just be done. You know, might have had their time and season in it. But yeah, there's a lot of
So I've got
cafes for sale.
there.
That's for sure. Coffee extracting, slow at first, then really fast later. Coffee roasted properly. Any help, please? Oh, yeah. So if it's starting out really slow and then going really fast, what's actually happening is your coffee isn't expanding. Generally, that's the age of the coffee, which is an issue. So you'll find that in your coffee basket, you might have a lot of water on the top of it, or if you put your finger into the coffee puck afterwards, it could be really sloppy on the top, which actually means that the whole coffee puck is lifting as well, and that's basically allowing the water to go around the outside of the coffee and channel and go really fast. So you need to have a finer grind that's going to be helping that, but also the dose, which is the amount of coffee you have in your basket, probably needs to be a little bit higher. So as coffee ages, you would always look to increase the dose and change your grind to help the flow. So yeah, that's 99% what is happening, I would say there. I'll try and show you the handle on this one at the second as it comes out. But so usually the first part of a extraction is affected by grind size, and the end is by the dose. Oh, you can grab your cup. I'm going to grab your handle though, and just have a look at that one there. There we go. So as that comes out, there's a little bit of water in there, but you can see it has got the ring from the screw that holds the shower screen on the Lamarsocco there. So it is just a little bit spongy on the top, but as you go down, it gets dense. So this is, if you have a look here, I'll try and show you. See how far that is full?
Yeah.
That coffee is definitely expanded right up. The next handle that will be tamped, I'll show you how much coffee actually ends up in there, because there is a line on this basket, which we can't see at the minute. Yep, just give this a good clean up.
My dad.
Okay, so when you look at your baskets there, this is a ridged basket, and basically the ridge is the line that you might be able to see in just about here. Trying to show it. There we go. That probably looks good there. So that ridge holds basically the spring that's in here. There's a little wire that clips over that, so it holds it in really well. So you can get ridged or ridgeless baskets. The main difference there is that when you're going to get a tamper and it fits in, whether it's going to hit that ridge and bind or not. So you want to make sure you get one that fits really well. But that ridge line is also a good place to measure from. So we'll find that people, you want to be about 2 mil below that, maybe 2 or 3 mil below. And if you've got the right age coffee, it will expand up and fill over top of that. So we'll check the next handle that gets made. We're just going to look at the grind dose before we chuck it in the machine, if that's cool.
Yeah.
3 times in one morning.
It's bad.
Between 7 and 9 o'clock in the morning. And I put a latte.
What's the most popular alternative milk in Coramba at the moment?
When I see her, I indicate and put
Probably almonds. I feel like it's kind of like a mix between oat and almond, but soy is probably the least popular. Yeah, which was surprising because I actually thought soy might have been our most popular, but there's a few like avid soy lovers that like come in and they can only have that, but other than that, I think it's almond.
Yeah, every little town has its either particular brand that's already been here in an alternative milk product. But yeah, soy was just huge for so many years. But it's either stayed solid. Oats definitely been making a big one. This is a bit of Oatly stuff, the Barista edition. And then, yeah, almond. Almond seems to have done pretty well there for a while. I think it sort of toppled over from the other ones. All right. Do you want a bit more on that one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, oat's a bit tricky. Sometimes it frosts, other times it doesn't want to. Give that a crack. Yeah, this is pretty good. We got to try the chocolate version of it the other week. It was really good. Just didn't froth. I couldn't get much foam out of it, but it's super tasty as a chocolate option. You've got to treat alternative milks really well to get that creaminess in it. In the latte art competitions last week, they were using the product, and yeah, people managed to get really good foam, but it wasn't that glossy and silky stuff that you see with dairy, for sure.
Yeah, because you're always up there. Did you? Oh, that's
All right, so we've got a dairy milk cap as well.
There you go.
Let's get some full cream. Full cream milk. All right, so we're going to check that grind when it comes out. So a 12-ounce cap there. Yep, pop it in the actual handle and tamp that for us so that we can just have a little looky-see at it.
Just your coffee guy, your cup.
All right, so the dosing pot allows us to get the exact amount of weight that we want for the dose. Yeah. I want to tamp it, have it all ready to go. Yep. Cool. Okay, there you go. So we can see right there. I'll try and get some light on it somewhere, but you can see that we're well below that line, that ridge of the basket.
Thank you.
Do the shot. Just normal temperature on this cappuccino, is it? Yeah, you're going to froth. You froth. Go for it. So you're still just getting used to the temperatures of the milk with the thermometer?
I just want to make sure, like, I've never used a thermometer in a cafe before.
Yep.
But I just want to make sure it's consistent, especially, not that I, like, at the other cafes I didn't, like, care about other people's consistency. It's just that that wasn't what they did. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting it consistent for the customers every time.
Yeah, cool.
And then once I'm comfortable with it, I'll just start taking it away.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, just
Easy.
to start with anyway, and then
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes.
Beautiful. Bit of chocky on there.
Question there, has April been a barista for years before opening a shop at all?
She answered that a bit earlier. She's been a chef and then did the baking side of that as well, in apprenticeships, I believe, and then just has made coffee in those businesses over the years. So, yeah, lover of coffee and has had some time on machines, but I don't think flat out full time. Flat out full time coffee? I don't think so. 2 years. 2 years making barista drink, was it?
Yeah,
2
pretty
years.
much.
Sorry, 2 years. There you go.
Tomatoes, yes. Sorry.
Yeah. All right, what else can we cover? Any other questions there, mate?
What makes some coffee finish smoother or more robust? Australians seem to have a preference.
Oh, okay. I think balance in the cup is the key there. If it's a milk coffee, not getting too dark a roast and not leaving a lot of crema on the top when you're pouring those coffees. But yeah, we look for more balance. So we want to get the sweetness, acidity, and the body of each coffee the best we can when it's roasted. We're not just trying to roast it dark so that it can just give intensity to a cup, which would be like an Italian espresso or an Italian roast of some sort. We're not really trying to do that here anymore. There's probably been a big shift many years ago away from that real dark roasted coffee. A lot of the Italian brands might be in airports or hotels and things like that still, but it doesn't seem to fit well in the cafe scenario.
You got a question about an extraction there. Coffee extracting slide first and then really fast later.
Already answered it.
Oh, you did that one, did you?
Yeah, we did, yeah. So dose, yeah, so if you're looking at extraction issues, if it's fast at the start, slow at the end, the start of it is grind, you've got to adjust, and the end of it is the dose of the coffee, and usually that's the age. So you need to bring your dose up, and that's why we went through grinds and handles. Yeah. I don't know. What else? Yeah, it might be time for a wrap up. Oh, there is my... Performance, industrial equipment. There's a question there. I can't quite understand it. Something about ordering a floor mat. No. I don't know. I have to look at it. Anyway, there's different products everywhere. You can ship around the world for sure. All right, well, can we wrap it up? Thank you very much for
No worries.
allowing us to come into your space today.
That's all right.
One last piece of advice, inspiring, you know.
I don't know, something inspiring.
Live your dreams.
Live your dreams. Yeah. Get sleep, probably.
Yep.
It's very important. I just think stick to what you're comfortable with, and that's just going to be the most successful thing for each person, is just doing what you know and doing it well. So
Yep.
yeah,
Definitely. There's a lot of people try and be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
And they open it, and then they realise that they might not have it quite right,
Yeah.
and you might have to shift a little bit,
that's
but you
it.
still want to stay to your core and
Yeah.
and build what your dream is
Yeah.
and what you do really well.
Yeah, for sure.
No, awesome. Well, thank you very much, Avril, for
Thanks, Lou.
allowing us to come
No,
today, but also,
absolutely.
becoming part of the Artisti team and family. We really appreciate your support for us as well, because we're a business, and we hope we're doing you proud in all the support you get.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
And thank you very much for everyone there. We certainly
guys.
appreciate
Yeah.
your support online. If you're in Australia, definitely, if you're passing by, come and see us, but come and see Avril. You know, it's a beautiful trip. There's a loop out here you can do into the
Stunning.
hinterlands.
Yeah.
A lot of people come through on the weekends with their cars or their motorbikes to do those things. So definitely worth making this little journey.
Yeah.
And thanks very much everyone for watching. Maybe share with someone who you know might be looking at opening a cafe. This live would be good, or share Avril's video as well about her success and the journey she was on while she was getting ready to open this cafe. So thanks very much for watching everyone. We'll catch you
Thanks,
next time.
guys.
Cheers.